What is up, everyone? It is Dividend Grinder. Welcome back to the Div Grinder Pie. It is my portfolio on M1 Finance. And if you follow me on Instagram at dividend_grinder, you knew today's video was coming. We have added a little growth pie into the portfolio. That's right, a pie within a pie. But let's go right into it. Only deposited about $100. You can see it's valued at $95 right now. Only 4 stocks are in it, and you're going to recognize them immediately. Huge blue chip stocks. These are beast growth keepers, as I like to call them. Very hard to argue against investing into these 4 companies, so let's dig into it. What are they? Microsoft, Visa, Google, Amazon. These are the 4 that I picked. It's kind of like my dipping my toe into the water of growth. And Visa and Microsoft actually do pay a dividend, very small yields, but nonetheless, these are pure growth plays. They are extremely blue chip companies, very high in market cap. I think all 4 of them, I believe, are above 500 billion. I know for a fact Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are above that. If we click on Visa, does it actually tell us what the market cap is? 346 billion. Okay, so that's the lowest, is 346 billion. A tiny dividend yield of 0.65%, but I'm not concerned about the dividend yield here. I'm just going for some growth. If you looked at the, let's go to the research section, and we go to My Pies, and we look at the new one that we just did. Why did I click that one? That is wrong. Where are we? Where are we? There we go, Growth Keeper. So 226% growth since March 26th of 2014 of 5 years. Obviously, I'm a little late to the party, but I really wanted to invest in some blue chips, and blue chips that are a little different than what I'm used to, which is just dividend. I'm finally removing a little bit of the blinders, looking into the world of growth, but obviously my portfolio is going to maintain a hefty position in the dividend stocks. Even with the subscriber pie and this new growth pie, that's looking at 1.3% of the whole portfolio, and still in the subscriber pie and the growth keeper pie, about half of them do pay out dividends. So only 0.5% or so, maybe even less, of my total portfolio does not pay a dividend. So my portfolio is always going to remain heavily into dividends. Don't think that I'm like suddenly switching gears and like, oh, dividends suck or something like that. Of course not. I'm the dividend grinder. I love dividends very much, but I do want to put some growth in there. Look, it's another form of diversification. You could say like I own SPHD and all these other ETFs that kind of capture the market. However, I feel like dividing up dividends and growth stocks is another way you can diversify, and that's what I'm trying to do. It's just a way of spreading my assets. I do not want to sell any parts of the subscriber pie, GLPI, or the monthly Mania pie. I just want to fund the growth keepers pie, fund the other ones if they start to dip a little bit. I don't want to sell any equities. I'm trying to get in the mindset where never ever sell unless there's something really wrong. If GLPI, I don't know, announces they're no longer a REIT or something ridiculous like that. I don't want to sell any positions. I just want to keep funding, and by establishing big name companies or something like the monthly Mania pie where there's a lot of conservative holdings that I'm not bothered if it dips and I'm putting more money into. I want to just keep investing in companies that I want to theoretically invest for the rest of my life. Subscriber pie obviously has some holdings that I personally would never touch, something like a cannabis, or something like a Office Depot or something along those lines. But that was for the subscribers. We're back focusing on my portfolio. It's just going to be a lot of diversification. I want to add while I'm young, while I'm still only 28 years old. Let me get some exposure to some growth. Let me try and grow it as much as I can. Let me dip my toe into the water, see what happens. You know, I got to learn from it. I got to learn how to study stocks that don't pay dividends, look for better things. You know, it's hard to judge PE ratio sometimes. You got to do it against the industry. It's a whole different mentality of studying fundamentals when you're talking growth stocks versus dividend stocks. Sometimes the fundamentals don't tell the true story, and you have to look a little more on the technical analysis. But That's not my strong point. That's why I'm sticking with very, very blue chip stocks at the moment, even for gross. Amazon, Google, Visa, Microsoft. Can't really argue against any of them for investing. If you have this as your total portfolio, are you really going to find a lot of people arguing against that? You have the diversification. You have real huge companies. The lowest one, Visa, at $340 billion. So just wanted to showcase the little growth pie that I've added. I don't feel like I need to add this into the description below because I have the monthly Mania and I have the portfolio overall down there. But I mean, it's only 4 slices, and pretty much everyone and their mother knows all of these companies, so there's nothing really tricky to add. You could add it to yourself if you'd like, follow along on the progress, but I will keep you up to date. I'm always changing my portfolio. I feel like that's why people watch, and that's why I think the poll right now is showing why people like the portfolio updates. It's because, you know, I'm constantly changing, and that's what I am. I changed like the Pennsylvania weather. It's kind of my talking point now, is that anytime I mention my portfolio, it's always Pennsylvania weather. It just changes and changes and changes. And look, at the end of the day, I'm doing just fine, up 14%. I will never complain about that. Anytime you're in the green, it's very hard to complain. We'll see how the portfolio handles during a time of economic downturn. But until then, this has been the Dividend Grinder. And if you are interested in investing in M1 Finance or any of the pies down below, or my total portfolio, you can click on the links in the description below. And if you click the referral link or any of the pies, fund them with $100, you will get $10 for free. This has been the Dividend Grinder. I will see you guys and gals in the next video.